כן, אבל לא פעם, תחזור איך שאתה רוצה. סליחה, ט' זין. איזה רמה ט' זין, נו. Okay, so yeah, we're okay now. So my father-in-law asked me, yeah, it's over here. יש לנו פירוש המשניות הרמב"ם שם. I think we have in the back of this Gemara פירוש המשניות הרמב"ם. So Mordechai, Pesachim. We're going to do the shekalim because my father-in-law asked me. He wants to know, the halabim, they're all crazy about the mahazit shekel. The silver, the crazy. מה פתאום מסלול? שאלתי רבי אחד גדול, הוא אמר בארץ 25 שקל. פתאום. אז אני אומר, כמה שקל, כמה צריך? השקל כמה אונס? כמה אונס? כמה? אני שאלתי 25 שקל, שאלתי רבי על שבא מהארץ, אמרתי, אתה מדבר על זה $80, ישוע. כן, ראיתי זה שהוא קנה מלא מטבעות כאלה. היום קונים דרבים. זה היה 116. היום זהב לפני שנתיים, היום 78. It's crazy. אתה יודע, חלק מנהלים הם משתמשים בכסף של אותו קיים. חצי שקל, נותנים חצי שקל. So if my father-in-law asks me, לא, חצי שקל. אתה פה $0.50, נותן חצי שקל ככה. המטבע הקיים. המטבע הקיים. גם התאר יש לו 10 ילדים. עם כל שקל, כמו שהספרדים, אז זה מלא כסף, מאיפה יבוא? $800. דבר על זה. So the question was as follows. So תשמע, there are many people, I know the halabim are crazy. When I grew up in Deal, they not only give mahazit shekel, they have a list. And your parent writes your name. The whole family, they have a whole bunch of lists, and they write every person in the family's name. And it's all written down like this. Like they think that's going to be a big. In the shul on the teva in the shul, they have a whole bunch of papers with lines. And when everyone gives the seichel mahazit shekel, they write the names of all the people in the family on the list. Ilu, it's like counted in class there. So we're going to talk about this right now. So the halabim, they do it for every baby, every girl, every boy, everybody. Yeah. And so the question is, like, when did this start? So it really starts. I want to do this Gemara in Megila, and then we'll switch over to Halakha. So this we'll do in 1 minute, Moshe. Yes, I'll show you. So we're going to do it all now. So it'll start with the Gemara here. Actually, the Gemara that I just read to you guys, we'll read the same Gemara real quick. Let's follow with me here. Megila, you have tits, right? Megilah's here. That's right. Oh, you got a lot of blue. So we'll start with the story in the Gemara. Once you do the story of the Gemara, Yaniv, remember the Kimitah one? That's how it all starts. So the Gemara says as follows. On Ted Zayin Amun Aleph, we'll just do very quickly the story. On Ted Zayin Amun Aleph, we'll do it Shimshi Mohek. We'll just start on the top. Remember, by Laila on that night, Hashlosh couldn't sleep. And so he said, bring the Sefer Zichronot, read this book, tell me the stories. And so we know the Malach was turning the pages. Every time he didn't want to read the story of Mordechai and Bigtan Bateresh. And so the Malach will keep turning the page back to that story. Did you know this Midrash or no? So look in the bottom of the previous page. Vayimate Katuv. And they found it was written. It was written in the book, in the storybook about Bigtan Bateresh. Katuv Ketav Mebayele. Why does it say Vayimate Katuv? No, you have an art scroll, so he's got. I don't know if that happened now. Vayimate Katuv Ketav Mebayele. It should say Vayimate Ketav. It was written. Why does it Katuv? It was writing. Katuv is a noun, like you're writing it right now. It's just Vayimate Ketav. It was written about before the story of Mordechai and Bigtan Bateresh. Says Melamed. We learn from here ששמשי מוחק, that Shimshi, who was Shimshi? Look at the Rashi on the top. Shimshi. Sofer HaMelech. He was the scribe. Sonei Israel Haya. He hated the Jews. Turn the page. Here. Shimshi was Sofer HaMelech Sonei Israel. Everyone here speaks Hebrew, yeah? Sonei Israel Haya. Umimot Koresh Haya. He was from the days of Koresh. כמו שנאמר בספר עזרא שכתב ששטנה על בניין הבית עד שבא קורש וביטלו ואף מאחשוורוש עשה כן. He was a guy, he was a troublemaker, this guy, Shimshi. He was a bad guy. And so some say Shimshi was Haman's son. Some say he was his son. Shimshi Mohek. As the story is going and he's read the story of Mordechai, he starts to erase it. So it's not in the book. Gabriel Kotev. And Malach Gabriel keeps writing the story back. That's why it says by Mateh Katuv. It kept being written. Amar Rabbi Asi, דרש רבי שילה איש כפת המטה, ומה כתב שלמטה שלזכותן של ישראל אינו נמחק, כתב שלמעלה לא כל שכן. Imagine if some Persian king's book, you cannot erase a story that's good for the Jews. Imagine in the book above, anything written nice for the Jews, no one can erase it. לא נעשה עמו דבר. So what did they say? He read in the story, Betan Vateresh tried to kill you, Mordechai saved you. Oh, what did we give Mordechai as a reward? Lo na'asai modavar. We talked about this the other day, yeah? Lo na'asai modavar. No, nothing. He didn't get any reward. Amar Abba. Lo mipnei she'ohavim et Mordechai, ela mipnei she'son'im et Haman. All the assistants for the king, they said, no, you never rewarded Mordechai. What, they liked Mordechai? They wanted him to get a reward? No, they hated Haman. Even the assistants of the king hated Haman. So they wanted to put Haman down, and they knew that he hated Mordechai. So they said, you have to reward Mordechai. Hechin lo. What is Hechin lo? What's the pasuk? What's the pasuk? Where does the pasuk go? Haman came, לדבר אל המלך, לתלות על מרדכי, על העץ אשר הכין לו. He came, פתאום he came. While this is happening with the book, he comes to tell the Melech to hang Mordechai on the etz shehechin lo, that he prepared for him. Tana, lo hechin. He prepared it for himself. Haman prepared the etz for himself. Said the Hashvirosh to Haman. Then we have to skip a few psukim in your brain. He says, what should we do? What should we do to the person I want to help? And Haman says, who would the Melech want to help be good more than me? And he said, all the good things that the king have, you should give it to this person. And Haman thinks he's talking about himself. Yeah. He says, good. Do so. Do so to Mordechai. Now, I told you, I need the other night. It says in the pasuk, all these descriptors. Why does it say it like this? First, he said, Mordechai. Haman says, Manu Mordechai. There's a lot of Mordechais. I don't know. I know a lot of Mordechais. So I said, the Jew. There's a lot of Mordechais running around in Iran. You know who I'm talking about, the guy who sits in the king.
So you were sitting outside the shop?
Right outside the shop.
So if Estelle was his daughter, let's say, then wouldn't he give more kavod to her dad?
It's
like bringing him inside. He's sitting outside the shop, not inside the palace at all.
In the Sha'an is very good.
Yeah?
He said that Lot was Yosef B'Sha'an Sedom.
Oh, it sounds like he was like sitting outside of the palace, like they kicked him out. Like he's sitting outside.
Yeah, like opposites. Like a big ulam, big hall, like all the perceived people.
That point of the Megila, the people in the Armon, a portion of that Mordechai related to her.
So they knew that Mordechai raised her, but he just said she was a person. I collected her from the street. She was an orphan. That's all he said. Everybody knew, but he raised her.
האם השעה זה צעצוע של חשבון? השעה. השעה. היום. השעה באיראן. האם זה הצאצא של חשבון?
עושים אחרים לגמרי.
אבל הממלכה זה כל המקום בירדן. בירדן זה דורות דורות. איך אתה פתאום נהיה מלך? איך נהיה שם מלך?
הוא נהיה בטעות מלך.
זה
מלך על כיפה. Look at you go back over here. The Gemara says Shlosham Malchu al Kippah. Kippah means the whole globe. That's how you know the Gemara says the earth is round. It's round. Shlosh ruled the Kippah. The whole world. Mihodu ve'al Kush. The whole thing. So it says the Gemara as follows. Says Haman, he's coming back. He went to my car. Amar lo, Hayoshev b'sha'ar HaMelech. Amar le, him, that Mordechai, don't go crazy on him. Sagi le behad diskaltera. What does Rashi say? Right here. Tufan. Nah, give him a village. Just name the town Mordechai town. That's all he wants. Inami, or if you don't want to do this, behad nahara. Give him one river. Rashi. They told him meches, a toll booth. They used to travel by boat. Give him one toll booth by a river. Say, this is the Mordechai toll booth. All the money goes to him. Hajj. That's all he needs. You don't have to go crazy for a guy like this. Amar le, hanami hable. It's a good idea. Give it to him also. That's why the pasuk says, he says, Al tapel dabar mikol asher dibata. Don't leave out anything from what you said. What did he say, Haman? You added more things. Do those things too. Al tapel dabar, you like Hazar, okay?
Yeah, I totally
Mikol asher dibanta. Vayikach Haman et halebush ve'et hasus. Haman took the garment and the horse. Azal ashkehadiyat birabanan kameh. He went and found Mordechai, and Mordechai is sitting around the students and he's teaching them. Umahvi lehu helichot kemitza. Mahvi means demonstrate. Mahvi means demonstrate. He's demonstrating to the students the laws of kemitza, which is very hard to do. You take these fingers, the Kohen Gadol, you have to scoop up the ketoret while he's holding the spoon in his fingers. It's very hard, like an acrobat. He has to do it. So Mordechai is showing them how to do it. Given Hazir Mordechai de apik kabeleh. Once Mordechai sees that Haman is coming, Visu said mihad biadeh, and there's a special horse. He says, "Oh, this is the horse of the gallows. This is the horse that's going to take me out of here." Mirtat. He gets very scared. Amalihu the Rabbanan. He tells the rabbis, the students, this Rasha finally has come to kill me. Get out of here. That you shouldn't be burned in his coals like me. Go save yourselves. At that moment, he wrapped himself in his lid.
And he started to pray.
And he went to Sali. He started to pray. And Haman comes. What does he do? He has to wait now. He's waiting. He's sitting there. And Mordechai is taking a long time davening. He's taking his sweet time because he thinks it's his last tefillah on earth. Haman has sit there, wait till Mordechai finishes his tefillah. Amar lehu, once Mordechai finishes, Haman tells him, hey, when you guys were studying, you were doing this with your fingers, what is all that you were talking about? Amruleh, he told him, Bizman shebet hamikdash kayam, when we used to have the temple, man demina dev minha, anyone who donated a korban minha, a flower offering, mighty malekum said this sulta, they would bring a comets full of fine flour or mitkapelle, and that would be his kapara. That's what I was showing the boys. Amalehu, he said to them, Atam malekum se kamha didchu, your comets full of flour has come, vedahu asara afek kare kaspa didi, and has pushed off my 10,000 talents of silver that I tried to pay for you guys to die. One spoonful of kimitza overweighed my 10,000 kikar kesef. Now, we'll finish the story and then we'll do Tosafot. Amaleh, Mordechai says to him, Rasha, you evil man, Eved shekana nechasim, Eved lemi v'nechasim lemi. You have $10,000. You're an Eved, you're a slave. Who does the money of a slave belong to? The master. Haman was Mordechai's slave. Look at that sheet. So I'll say in a second. Amale kum. Haman says to him, get up, levush, get dressed in the royal garments. Hani ma'aneh, these vessels, these garments. Birechov haisusia, and ride this horse. Debai lach melkaka. This is what the king wants from you. Amale Mordechai. Debai he wants. Debai he's like what's it? Amale Mordechai tells him, Lo yachilna. I'm not able to get on the horse and wear these clothes. Ad de'ayilana lebebani. I need to go to a bathhouse. I'm filthy. I can't wear the royal garments. I need a bath. Bebani is a bath. Be'eshkol the mazaya. And I need a haircut. The mazaya. Hey guy, is Daniel here? Hey, come sit. Let's get 2 more chairs. Yeah. You know, let's connect. Over here, we're gonna put another table here. Let's connect the table, okay?
Table.
So don't lose the place. Don't lose the place. Look at his finger on the place. Abus. Yoshua, when I was in school, my rabbi was Halabi rabbi. When I was in 1st grade, if my finger wasn't on the place, we had a tzedakah box. He went like this.
Oh no.
At the end of the tzedakah box on my fingers. In rap, no, I have plenty. I said, this is America. We're not in Aleppo. By Farhi, Shlomo Farhi's father. Yeah.
Oh my God, crazy.
השני זעפרני, השני טוויל, שני אחים טוויל היו.
And Eli Cohen.
כן, היינו אצלנו בבית ספר, כולם חלבים.
Shlomo Farhi's father, he was so great. And he used to have this ruler, whack with my fingers in it. Yeah, you have to hold your finger on the place. No joke. Like Yoshua had it. Now he lost it.
He's scared. That's why he's drinking. He's like traumatized. Oh my goodness. I don't get it. So Ashperosh knew that he was Jewish.
Yeah.
Okay, and he knew Estelle was his daughter. So how would he let Haman even go through with the plan to kill him?
That's it. See it again. Yaniv's question. Everybody hear Yaniv's question? Oh, Daniel, listen.
Wow.
Yaniv is asking a question. We're going to have to say what I told you the other day. Yaniv is asking, why would Ahashverosh allow this? All of a sudden, Mordechai is preferred, Haman is not. Ahashverosh is the anti-Semite, no? So, Ahashverosh. And so the answer is as follows. The Gemara says that Ahashverosh, more than this, yeah.
Oh, he wanted to escape from the
Exactly. He couldn't sleep. Why couldn't he sleep? What was bothering him? What was bothering him? Why Esther keeps inviting Haman to my meals? What is she doing? Are they having an affair? Esther and Haman? Oh, maybe they're going to kill me. If they wanted to kill me, is there someone who would spill the beans? Whistleblow. Is there someone who would spill the beans and tell me? Nobody's telling me. Why is nobody telling me? Maybe I have a track record. I don't repay kindness. If you like this company, you open your mouth, nothing happens. You don't get a reward. So nobody's telling me nothing. Guys, get my books. Has anybody ever saved my life and I never did an chesed for them? Because if that's the case, I better pay up right now to show everybody now, hey, look at the reward you get for speaking up. This is the reason why. And so they found that, Mordechai saved your life one time. Really? What did we do for him? Nothing. Exactly like I thought. We did nothing. So all the guys around are watching Haman. They're not going to open their mouth. Understand? We have to give a reward. Who wants to repeat it?
Really good.
Yeah, Yanni, repeat it.
No, repeat it.
Repeat it, Yanni.
You're saying it because you're saying
Next
On that night, the Hashperosh couldn't sleep. Why couldn't he sleep? He wasn't just insomnia. He said, she keeps inviting Yavo HaMelech v'Haman. Yavo HaMelech v'Haman. Why does she want Haman to come to these parties? What? She's my wife. Why can't we just have romantic, me and her? What is she inviting him for? Maybe they're together, those two. They're cheating on me. And then the next step, they're going to kill me. And Haman's going to be the king, and she'll be his queen. If this is true, is there anyone in my castle that would tell me? Nobody would tell me. Why not? Oh, maybe I have a record. Everybody knows how I am. I don't repay you. You do a kindness for me, you speak up, I don't repay you.
So he wants to pay
So that's why he couldn't sleep.
Sensitize people.
So guys, show me in the book one story. Did I ever not pay someone? Yeah, you never pay Mordechai. Pay him immediately. Not only pay him immediately, throughout all the streets. Why was this throughout all the streets? Guys, get the hint. Maybe you could be the next melech, next ish. Come and tell me what Haman is doing with my wife, and I'll do the same thing for you. This is what it was all about. And so that's why he said, don't leave anything out.
Although in the pshat, it was Aman's idea, and he basically says, "Al tapid davar mima she'amar."
Haman's idea also
Yeah,
that he wants.
and he wants to. And by the way, that's what
When
he said.
he acted this thing.
The second he reads the story about the guy who saved his life, Haman comes to kill that guy.
No, who's outside?
Haman's there. Immediately. It happens to be he's coming to kill that guy. The one guy.
I thought he took over the kingdom.
It's a machloket. Yes, maybe yes.
But any time a king takes over, a new dictator takes over, they're always paranoid that somebody's going to take over them, like they took over the
100%, especially when his wife.
Be likable in front of the.
Yes, yes,
because they're always
yes, hediot of the melech. Yes,
What?
he was a hediot, and then he found the treasure. There's a treasure from Islam in 3 parts. Korach had 1 part, right? There, 1 part was buried, and 1 part Haman found. Remember this one before? The big treasure from Islam. What happened to the big treasure? It was divided into 3 and buried in the ground. Yes, the Gemara brings this. So 1/3 of the treasure Korach found. That's how Korach became so rich. And the other 1/3 is still hidden, and the other 1/3 Ahashverosh found. And
other third is still hidden.
Yeah.
In Mitzrayim somewhere.
I don't know where.
Go
look for it.
When so I served him that took the
No, hediot.
Yeah.
Hediot. Well, that's what she said about him. We know if it's true. And the other people say no, he was always the king. It's a okay.
Wait, so why do you even need Haman? Let's kill him for suspecting of it.
He was his right hand man. Haman was obviously good at his job. Elevated. Learner.
Said that.
Charlie can say local.
למה לא עובד?
ראית את הנבילות שלו?
What guy is saying is true. Ken, Belshazzar and Nebuchadnezzar. Ken. So what guy is saying, what guy is saying is true. Guy is saying Vashti was from actual royal blood, from Belshazzar to Nebuchadnezzar, and that bothered him. And that's why when Vashti said she's not going to come before him undressed, what did she say? The Gemara says, it's not in the Megila, it's in the Gemara. He said, "You're worse than the horsemen of my father, Belshazzar, my grandfather. He was the best." It's all about her family. It makes him feel very bad. He got so angry, he killed her. And so we continue the story. And so he says, I can't go on the horse. I need a bath. And I need a haircut. Now, don't forget, Mordechai was fasting every single day. And sakva ifir. You sak little shok, can? And so you have the place, Yoshua, you have the spot. And so he says over here, the it's not derech eretz. The yishtamush b'ma'aneh timalka hachi, to wear the royal garments like this, like I am right now. Exactly, in different clothes. Vayirutzuhu minabod. Okay, thank you. Vayirutzuhu minabod. Exactly. Now, instantly, when Esther, one of the my suspicion is one of the boys that was there must have ran and told Esther what was happening. Because I don't know how she would know this is happening. Shadra Esther sent the royal proclamation immediately. She closed all the bathhouses in town and the barbershops. She made a royal proclamation. The queen has ordered today, special day today. We're honoring someone. Everyone must close the store. So now he has no bathhouse to take him to, and he has no barber to take him to. It was the daytime. It was daytime. So what happened? Haman had to take Mordechai personally to the bathhouse and give him a bath. Haman has to give his enemy a bath. Ve'azil, and then he went. Ve'aiti zuza mi beteh. He went to his house and he got a barber kit. Ve'kashakil be'mazaya, and he started giving Mordecai a haircut. Ve'hadeh dekashakil, as he's giving him a haircut. In gid v'itnah, he moans and groans. That you have. This is what I have to do for my enemy, this dirty Jew. I have to give him a haircut and I have to give him a bath. Amar le Mordechai says to him, Amai kamit nahat. Why are you moaning and groaning? Amar le Haman says, Gavra dehava hashiv le lemakam mikuluhu rab libonihi. A man like me that the king has considered the top of all his officers. Hashta l'shavye bela'ane besapar. Now he's a bathhouse man and he's a barber. Amar le Mordechai says to him, Rasha. Weren't you the barber in the town of Kartsum before you became Mr. Haman? You used to be a barber. You know how to do this very, very well. Tana, we learned. He was a barber for 22 years. Before he became Mr. Hatchat, he was a barber.
Where's the source of the Gemara for them?
It's just all Midrash. Yes, all Midrash. And the Midrash says that he sold himself. He had nothing to eat, so he sold himself as an Eved to Mordechai, and they wrote the contract on the bottom of the shoe. Ani Haman Eved le Mordechai. That could be one of the reasons why Amalek would go like this in the shoes to stop him out, because we're saying, hey, look on the bottom of your foot, you're asleep. Okay, next. Fatah de Shaklin the Mazaya, after he gave him the haircut, Lebshin the Ma'aneh, he dressed him in the royal garments. Amar le sak berachav, he said, get up and mount and ride the horse. Amar le, Mordechai says, Lo yachilna, I can't do it. I fast every single day. I haven't eaten. I'm weak. I don't have energy to get up on a horse like this. Dahin besalik. He bent down and he said, step on my back and I'll give you a boost. He's salik, as Mordechai is going up. Ba'at be, he kicks him. He kicks Haman right in the back. Amar le, Haman says to him, look at Pulechu. Doesn't it say in your Torah, bin pol oyebecha atisnah? When your enemies are down, don't be happy. What are you kicking me while I'm down? Amar le hani mili Israel. This is talking about Israelim. About Bididchu, for you guys. You on their backs, walk all over them. So Mordechai is really enjoying every moment. We'll finish the story. Haman is walking around and saying, this is what you do to a man that the king wants to honor. As they're walking down the road, they go to the roads Haman's house is on. His daughter was standing on the roof where the bathroom was. She figured the guy on the horse was Haman, and the guy leading the horse was Mordechai. Shakla Asisa. Not you, Yoshua. This is a bad Asisa. Asisa is the toilet bowl. She took the toilet bowl, the betakise, and she threw it right on the guy she thought was Mordechai's head. It was her father's head. Dali Ayane, he picks his head up to see who did this. The Hazat de Abua, she recognized her father. Nafla mi'igra, she fell off the roof and she died. That's why it says, Mordechai returned to the gate of the king. Amar of Sheshet, Sheshav the Sako Lata'anito. Mordechai returned to his sackcloth and beds. Haman and Hafil Beator. Haman went to his house. Abel v'Hafui Rosh. He was mourning. Abel Beator v'Hafui Rosh Ashiralo. This is what happened. Okay, now.
Why would Mordechai go back to Tanit?
It was not complete. The nest, that was a personal gift from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Where the Rebbe Be'atala LeYehudim? It's a big musar. It's not finished. The Gezerah made it. Very nice. Hashem made my day better. Very good for me. What about Am Yisrael? It's very big madriga. Now, Tosafot. Why we read this whole Gemara? Remember what Haman said to Mordechai? Haman said, your klomit of fine flour has outweighed 10,000 kikar kesef. Yeah, like this, Ken. I'm not a kohen. Like scoop it. And where was the spoon? The spoon was in which finger? Under his arms. Like this.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. That's why it says that's why they say that there's 5 years of training for Leviim and Kohanim. The training just to do
Why
it.
the spoon has to be under the
The
arm?
spoon has to be under his arm, and he has to go like this, and he has to use one finger to flatten the top. Right? This is the ketoret. And the smallest one is squeezing it so it doesn't fall out on the bottom. Yeah, it's crazy.
wow,
It's very hard. So now, this is the pasuk. Yes, it's a what did I say? Acrobat. It's like
Motorically.
gymnastic. It's like it's a physical
Yeah, it's
feat.
hard.
It's hard. It says in the pasuk. Haman offered the king 10,000 kikat kesef. Says Tosafot, Vedahi. See Tosafot? Vedahi? Look at the little box, Yoshua. Vedahi. Haman says, your comet of Minha has pushed away my 10,000 kikat kesef. Vedahi asra alfe kikat kaspa. Shamati, I heard, said Tosafot. She'asara alfe kikat kesef. 10,000 kikat kesef, the amount of money that Haman tried to pay for the Jews, olin hatzi shekel lechol echad miYisrael. It comes out exactly to a half of a shekel for every Jew. There were 600,000 Jews when they left Egypt. And Haman said, the Jews, when they leave Egypt, when in the desert, they got a mitzvah of half a shekel. That's all they're worth. That was the tax they had to pay. Hashvirosh, how much tax are you losing from these cheap Jews? How much tax? If I kill them, you're losing a tax-paying citizen. Yeah, these are cheap Jews. How much tax they give in their Bible? It says half shekel. I'll pay the whole half shekel for all of them right now. 600,000 times half shekel should be 10,000. I'll write the check right now. Finished. That's all these Jews are worth. I paid for a whole year. That's what Hamani said. Now, how does it work out the math?
Well, why did it take 600,000, which was the
So
number?
let's see
we
right
got
now.
out?
Let's see. There's the Hagahot Abah on the left side. You have Hagahot Abah. Hey, it's very small. Yaakov, Hagahot Abah on the left side of the page. Besat Simol. Besat Simol. That's Simol right here. Moshe right here. Yeah.
I see that, but I don't have to support.
Yeah. Back up. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah. Okay. You need a magnifying glass. Says the Hagahot Abah. Pirush in he. Pirush hakikad, a kikad kesef. Now Haman offered 10,000 kikad kesef. Aseret alafim kikad kesef. Yeah. Yaakov, you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Each kikad kesef. Hey. Look, Habibi, look. You see over here in Tosafot, there's a little hey. Yeah. Hey, Tosafot, Dibur Mathil.
Yeah.
Vedahi. Right? Pirush, hakikad hu samach maneh. Each kikad is 60 maneh. B'shel kodesh kof kaf maneh. 120 holy maneh would be each kikad kesef. Ve hamaneh kaf hesilaim, and each maneh is 25 selah. So remember the math. 120 maneh per kikad, and 125 selah per maneh. Ve'aman natan 10,000 kikarot shel hol. Haman gave 10,000 kikar of hol. Shehem he alafim shel kodesh. You have to have it because the holy shekel was double the amount of a regular shekel. So that's worth 5,000 kikar of kodesh. Ve'amahasita shekel be'ad tafresh elef mishana ahat. 600,000 people for 1 year times half is 300,000, right? Me'ah kikar shel kodesh. Look at the last part. V'imeh she'notenu b'hem 70 shana, v'im bidbros 80 shana. A normal life is 70 years, says Tehillim. V'imeh she'notenu b'hem 70 shana. And you started from 20. Miben 20 shana v'mala. So 20 to 70 would be 50 years, which means every Jew paid taxes for 50 years, from 20 to 70. Natnu kofed nefesh. והמן נתן בעד 50 שנה בעד תפרש 1,000. Haman paid not only 1 year, the whole life worth of 600,000 Jews. How does it work out? According to the Bach, he offered to pay. Kikad is 10,000. A kikad is 10,000 kikad, right? And each kikad is 120 maneh. What's the math? 120 times 10,000?
20,000 is 1.2 million.
120 times 10,000.
10,000. 120,000, I think. 120. No, 1.2 million, I think. Yeah, 1.2 million.
1.2 million, that's what I said.
120, what's 5,000? But that's Kodesh, you have to have it. 5,000 times 120.
So it's 600.
5,000, 120.
5,000 times 120
600,000.
is 600,000 exactly. Now,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
600,000,
That's what we did it for.
let me show you this. There's different ways how to count this. Listen to this.
This is the basis of why we give.
So, I'm going to do it right now. The mitzvah in the Torah to give mahatzit hashekel. We read it in Parshat Kitisa. We just read it in Parshat Shekalim. This is not a mitzvah by Purim. This is a regular mitzvah of Shekalim. What is it, Moshe? You said it on Shabbat. You said it's bedek habayit. You said this, right? It's a tax. We have a tax. You have to give money so we can have the temple. The temple needs wood. The temple needs korbanot.
It was the censor and
The tax, right? Now, what does it have to do with Purim? Why is Haman talking about Purim? If you look at, first of all, just to do the math that we just started, it says the Chacham David Yosef, Chacham David, says as follows. כתבו התוספות, it says, כלומר, שהכיכר הוא 6,000 דינרים. Each כיכר is 6,000 dinar. ו10,000 כיכר, 10,000 כיכר, which is 10,000 times 6,000 would be 600,000. 60 million דינרים, 60 מיליון דינרים. וכל אדם מישראל נותן בחייו מנה אחד. Throughout the course of your year, מנה אחד. Throughout the course of your whole life, you gave one maneh. Why? A maneh is 100 dinar. From 20 to 70 is 50 years.
50 times.
50. So it's 100 dinar, which is one maneh for each person. As the Rambam writes, Mahazit HaShekel, Shene dinarim. Rambam says, how much is each Mahazit HaShekel? 2 dinar. 2 dinar times 50 years of your life is 100 dinar. ויוצא שכל אחד מישראל נותן 50 שנה מנה אחד, שהוא 100 דינר כסף, ונמצא 600,000 ישראל נותנים 600,000 מנה, שהוא 10,000 כיכר. It's exactly the thing. says the Chacham David. והאבי המורי, חכם עובדיה, עליו השלום, writes a little different. שכל אדם מישראל נותן מנה של חול, כי ימי שנותן 70 שנה, עשה מהם 20 שנה לתור. Okay. Now, ulam, however, there's a problem here. Medivre HaRambam, the Rambam holds differently. Listen to the Mishnah and Shekalim. We have a 600,000 Gavri, 600,000 Ragli, Hagevarim Levad Mitaf. This is always in the Torah. It says 600,000 men. Some number that we always go with. Our Torah. Yeah, the one of the Torah. Yeah, sure.
אז איך אתה אומר,
Listen to this.
אז איך אתה אומר המן בא לחסברו ואומר יש עם מפוזר יהודי, מה זה חסברו שלו תמיד יהודי?
No, they knew the Bible.
נו, אבל איך המן בא לחסברו ואומר לו הנה יש עם יהודי, מה חסברו שלו יודע מה זה עם יהודי? אם הוא יודע 600 ריבו?
Yeah, 600,000. It says in the pasuk. 600,000.
It was after the
100%. 100, yeah, the Maaseh time out with the Yevanim.
אז מה להגיד לו?
Even if not, they knew the Bible. Haman just poured in the pasuk. They knew everything. They knew everything. Now, listen to the Mishnah and Shekalim. The Mishnah and Shekalim says now as follows. Why do we read Parshat Shekalim this time of year? Why do we read it? last week, Parashat Shekalim. So the Mishnah says as follows. The Hamisha Asabo on 15 of Adar, Shulhanot Hayu Yoshvim Medina. They would set up tables all over Israel, changing tables for people to come to pay your taxes. We'll give you change. Be'esrina Hamisha, if you didn't do it by the 15th, which was tax day, was really not 15th. 15th was the first day. Ken. By the 25th, Yashivu B'Mikdash. Now they went to the Beit HaMikdash. Remember, everyone's coming for Nisan, or Pesach, which is a month away. Mish Yeshivu B'Mikdash, Itchulu L'Mashkin. Once they sat in the Beit HaMikdash, you missed the early bird. If you don't pay your taxes, we're going to go take something from your house. Everyone has to pay a tax, Mashkin. At Mimi Mashkinin, who did they take Mashkin from? Levim, Israelim, Gerim, Abadim Meshuharim, freed slaves, Abalon Nashim Ba'abadim Uktanim, women, slaves, and children, they did not have to pay the Mahasita Shekel. Kohanim, Betach, yeah. Well, no, because Kohanim, out of respect, didn't do it. They had to give it, but not Mashkinim, because it's not nice to the Kohanim. It says Keshalom. So children and women were excluded from Mahasita Shekel. Then says the Mishnah, any young boy that his father started giving shekalim, shuv eno posek. Now he's not allowed to stop. He has to keep doing it. If the father gave it to if the father decided to stop giving shekalim for his son, the katan,
Oh, he has to keep doing it.
shuv eno posek. Now he has to do it. That's it. Once you start it, you can't stop it.
Already got something.
Be'en mimashkinin et hakohanim. We don't force the Kohanim to pay tax. They should pay tax. We don't force them. It'd be nice to the Kohanim. Also, Kohanim are zinzin. They get angry. Don't get the Kohen too angry. Yeah? And not you. Are you really a Kohen? How do you... Mishnah says very clearly that children and women are exempt. This makes sense with Tosafot, because it was exactly 600,000 men. If you counted the women, it's 1.2 million. If you counted all the children, dechila, 3, 4, 5 million Jews there were. Whether the Baal Turim says the Safet Tevot, it's look at the Chumash, Miben Esrim Shana, Miben Esrim Shana, Nun, Mem, He. What does it come out to? I think I wrote it down. What did I write? Baal Turim. Haman. Yeah, exactly. Miben Esrim Shana comes out to Haman. And also Maneh. Miben Esrim Shana, Haman. Baal Turim on the Chumash. Thank you. I wrote it down, I forgot. Says Rabbi Ovadia mi Bartanura on this Mishnah, on the Mishnah. Uktanim. Children are not required. Afilu hevi shte se'arot. Even if they have hairs and they have puberty, and it doesn't matter. As long as you're under 20 years old, you don't have to. Why? It says in the pasuk, so it goes by 20. Bar mitzvah boys and bar mitzvah, they have puberty. Doesn't matter, puberty. Doesn't matter. 20 years old. However, says the Kitanim, shuv eno posek, if the father started Mishit Hil Abiv, V'imet Abiv, who shokel ayadi atzmo. Even if Bad Minan, the father passes away, this little boy has to give it on his own, because the father already began it. Now, the Rambam doesn't learn this Mishnah this way. The Rambam, where's the Pirush Mishnah of the Rambam? Oh, it's the big one. Rambam Mishnah.
What if a slave is a kid, like he's born into it, and then after, and he's released, his whole family's released, but the owner gave for him already?
I think he's a kid.
The kid, even though the owner gave for him?
The owner gave it to him, he was a prophet. So he doesn't.
But it says freed
like
slaves.
a father.
It's freed slaves have to give.
Mishnah.
Freed. Yeah, the owner freed
Yeah,
them.
The owner gave it on his behalf when he was his property.
Bekatan, says the Rambam. You read the Mishnah this way.
On his own.
You ready for this? Says Rambam, Bekatan shelo hevi shete se'arot en mamshikinin oto. He adds words in. Rambam, a katan, it says a katan, we don't force a katan. Rambam says, katan shelo hevi shete se'arot.
He's saying
A katan who's not bar mitzvah, we don't force him. But a katan that is bar mitzvah, we do force him, Rambam holds. That's how he reads the Mishnah.
How does he reconcile?
Ela shemanihin oto. ואם נתן, מקבלים מידו. אין ממשיכים עד שיביא שתי שערות. No, once he's bar mitzvah, he's in, not 20 years old. What does it do with the pasuk? The whole question. Okay? And if the father gave him,
literally going against
the pasuk. So if you look at the mefashim of the pasuk, you could just say the pasuk was just talking about prophet nafsho. There are 20 years old is when you need a kapara. You know, there's people who fast. I stayed up I think all night long before my 20th birthday. The whole thing is now you're hayab and midei
I
shamayim.
mean, 20 is not a big for anything.
That would help the Rambam. Rambam said,
I thought 20 is what you take on
Be 18
Yeah.
and married.
yeah, mina Torah, yeah. So Rambam
מן
argued,
התורה, אני חושב 20 זה יוצא צבא. They go to צבא.
the army, yes,
כל מי שמוכן בית דין, זה בעונש, זה 20 ממש.
yeah, exactly. So now Rambam doesn't hold this. Hakol hayavin. That was the Pirush Mishnah. I don't know if you knew this. Maybe the Rambam wrote a Pirush Mishnah, different than the Mishnah Torah. The Rambam. Rambam writes over here. Hakol. Where was it? Everyone has to give it. Where I just found it.
Kahati brings it, no?
I don't know if Kahati brings it. Check it. Aleph Gimel. There's the Rambam. I just had it a second ago. Hakol hayavin leiten ma'aset shekel. Perek Aleph Mishnah Gimel. Everyone has to give the ma'aset shekel. Kohanim, Leviim, Israelim, Gerim, Abadim, Meshubharim, Abalon Nashim, Velo Abadim, Velo Ketanim. They're not minors. Katan Shitхил. Ketanim here, according to him, would mean under bar mitzvah. So according to Rambam, the count wouldn't make sense. So it says,
But it's not because it's defined in this line, it's because you rely on his other one when he says שלא הגיש שתי שערות.
Yeah. Well,
If you just read it here as ketanim, you'd be puzzled.
Correct.
You wouldn't know what
you wouldn't know what he
ketanim is.
means. Yeah, that's why the Pirush Mishnah.
Yeah.
So it says that he says the David Yosef. Ulam midivre Rambam. If you look at the Rambam, mitpaet. Shihayuv ma'aset shekel hu miyashevish sestarot. It's from bar mitzvah. And so therefore, this whole Tosafot wouldn't work out. The whole Bach wouldn't work out. It doesn't end. It's not 20. It's not 50 years. It's much more than 50 years. It's 57 years.
57.
So the whole count, לפי זה אי אפשר לפרש כפירוש הבח בחשבון עד הדוד כסף. It doesn't work anymore. וכן אי בזה אבי אומוני החכם עובדיה עליו השלום, in his Sefer Kol Sinai, he said, listen, this whole Tosafot doesn't go according to the Rambam. It's very nice not according to the Rambam, but according to the Rambam, it doesn't work. ולכן, יש לפרש, we can explain it a different way. שהמן חשב לתת בעד כל אחד מישראל הערך הגדול ביותר הכתוב בתורה בפרשת ערכין. In the concept of arachin, when someone says, my value is to the Bet HaMikdash, how much is your value? The Torah prescribes you how much the value is of each person. Yeah? Again, what's the highest possible value? In arachin, 50 kesef, 50 kesef. Okay? So Haman told Ahashverosh, according to the Rambam, Haman said, what's the most a Jew is worth? 50 kesef. The most. So I'm going to get 50 kesef for all of them. That's what he did. And therefore, if I take 50 for each Jew, which is the most it could be, it's 10,000. 100 half shekels is 50. And therefore it would work out. So there's different ways to do the count. Now,
Is there any source that says that Ahasuerus question the idea of killing all the Jews?
the Gemara says that Ahashverosh, when he heard this from Haman, Ahashverosh says, Halevai. And the Gemara says a very famous mashal. You have two neighbors. One neighbor has a ditch in their yard, a big hole. And the next door neighbor has got a pile of dirt. And so the guy with the hole comes to the neighbor next door. He says, Habibi, I'll pay you money. Can I have your pile of dirt? You just have a big pile of dirt. I need to fill my ditch. And the other guy says, Habibi, take it, hinam, balash. Take the whole thing. Please, halevai, you should take my pile of dirt. We're a perfect puzzle. Don't pay me. That's what Ahasuerus said to Haman. You want to pay me to get rid of the Jews? Keep your money and halevai. That's why it says he took his ring off his finger. He said, do whatever you want. Hakesef natun lach. He said, Hakesef natun lach. It's a pasuk in Megillah Esther. Hakesef natun lach. The money is yours. Do whatever you want. He hated us maybe more than Haman hated us.
Was that before or after Estelle married him?
After.
Oh, after. So how would Chashvarosh what happened if they're still Jewish?
He didn't know.
How? He knew, wait. But he knew, Mordechai was Jewish though.
Raised by a Jew.
היא לא גילתה
And she didn't care about that, he didn't care about that
She
at all?
picked him up on the street. She's some random kid.
He did it.
Yeah, but she was raised by a Jew.
I was raised by a Jew.
Basically,
She went to a Jewish orphanage.
שאסתר הגיעה לארמון, זה הכל
Yeah.
So, yes. Of
And that was the nervous one.
course she was nervous. I also was nervous.
Yeah.
She was in a lot of danger. The question is this. We know we have the mitzvah of Mahazit HaSheker. We know that it's during this time of year because anyway, 15 of Adar, they had to announce it, which happens to be Tushan Purim. So it comes out this time of year anyway. Maybe we should just bump it up 2 days, 3 days, and read this before Purim instead of after. Why? Because Haman said, your Melo Komets came before me and beat my 10,000. So too, we want to read the Shekalim before Haman comes to hurt us. That's why. So we're just going to move it a little bit earlier and read Peshat Shekalim before the 15th, before
When
Purim.
did
But it's a
Wow.
stretch because here you're talking about the keto, here you're talking about the shekalim, here you're talking about
But
the
because Tosafot says it's connected to the Shekalim. Haman wanted to outweigh our Shekalim. And so we're going to bring our Shekalim before Haman even comes. That too, but why Dafka before Purim? Because really the Hamisha Sabu. Yeah, exactly.
But when did we have
Understand?
this mitzvah? Until when were we doing it?
Whenever we had the temple.
Just during the Beit
Yeah, after the temple, after the temple, it's no need for the money anymore. But during the temple, so it's a mahloket in the Mishnah. Yesh omrim be'alef be'adar machizim, yesh omrim be'tet vav.
And the period when Purim took place was between the two temples.
Yes. In between the 70 years, in between the two temples.
I was understand was to celebrate the 70 years.
Hashemah thought it was over and he miscalculated.
And we don't celebrate Purim on the 13th day.
Well, the 13th day is a very happy day
We
also.
don't want to be in the guilt.
We don't want that.
We're celebrating the 14th day.
Huh?
Jews to come back and rebuild the temple.
Yeah. What it-
Temple started.
It started, but it never went anywhere. It didn't finish.
the all miscalculation of the 70 years of the prophecy of
Yeah.
the
That Yavash afterwards.
even Daniel also
Started
got
with the-
confused with it.
Yeah. There's a whole page of Gemara.
Confusion of
There's a whole page of Gemara Megila. Whole page here. Moshe.
says that after 70 years they'll go back. Koresh gives them the money, says go build the Mikdash, but they miscalculated the
Yes.
70 years. That's why
In it, Moshe.
Achashverosh and
Was the end of the 17 years or the beginning of the 17 years? That's why the whole-
This whole page. You see this whole page?
Yeah.
This whole page is calculating the years. And this one, that one,
When
this
you
one.
start to count,
It's complicated. Now, we established that we have a mitzvah of shikalim, and we established why we do before Purim, because we want to beat Haman to the punch. The question is this: should we give our mahazit shekel for our women and our children, or just for the men? According to the Bartanura and the Peshat way, the Rebbe Mishnah, this is only a mitzvah on the men, not even for children. Only 20 to 50, 20 to 22, 20 to 70,
oh, if you go
20 to 60, right?
if you're going to go to Rambam, you go 13 years.
According to the Rambam, it applies to children, but not women.
Oh, wait.
Even Rambam holds not women. So my father-in-law is asking me, why all the Halabim crazy about every girl and every boy and every single person they give mahazit.
So they believe
What?
it's
Very good. There is one answer. I think the Hatam Sofer says, he'll go to Anes. Even they were safe for it. But according to the actual mitzvah that you're trying to remember, they weren't in the mitzvah. It's a zecher the they're not remembering anything. They weren't in it. So says the Hakam David Yosef as follows. He says, first of all, how much do you have to give? These days, it's only a zecher. And so says Hakam David. Noagim latet lefnei Purim ma'ot zecher l'ma'as shekel. It's a remembrance that they used to give.
Noagim זה הלכה או לא?
No, Maran Shulchan Aruch and the Rambam do not bring this custom. This custom is found in the Ramah.
So to begin with the Noagim
said the Rama?
is different. לא, ברגע
This is not found in
ברגע
Shulchan
שזה
Aruch.
מנהג, זה נהיה,
not a Ramban.
ברגע שהמנהג adapted, זה נהיה
Says the
כמו,
Rama as follows.
בסדר,
Listen to the Rama.
אבל הסוף שלו הוא מאוד vague.
Hayab, this is Shulchan Aruch 694. Says Maran, Hayab kol adam litin lefahot shetem matanot l'shnei aniyim. Matanot l'aviyonim. Says the Rama, יש אומרים שיש ליתן קודם פורים מחצית מן המטבע הקבוע באותו מקום ובאותו זמן.
ויש אומרים,
To give, no, not יש. Some say give half of the dollar that you use in that country. זכר למחצית השקל שהיו נותנים מהדל. It's only a זכר.
אתה רואה מה שאתה אמרת, אשכנזים לפי המטבע של המקום.
Yeah. ומאחר ששלוש פעמים כתוב תרומה, it says in the pasuk 3 times תרומה. ייתן תרומת השם. תרומת השם, תרומת השם. It says it 3 times. ייתן 3 פירוטות. Give 3 of the half of the dollar.
150 a person.
1 for each word תרומה. ויש לי תרומה בליל פורים. You know what the best time to give is the Rama? פורים night before the Megila. קודם שמפעלים מנחה, because it's ממש right before Haman comes.
And before the raffle.
Whatever.
It's 150 a person that you.
Wait, he says half of $1, $1.50. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. וכן נוהגים בכל מדינות אלו, in all the Ashkenaz countries, this is the custom. ויש ליתן 3 חצאי גדולים במדינות אלו, and says in the מדינה of Australia, ייתנו גימול חצי וינר. Give 3 half wiener.
That was their local currency.
About 3. Same Atmea, Austria. It's the Austrian money.
Yeah, but why would he mention Austria when he already says according to the local currency? What's so special about Austria?
Because you don't give he says give half of a wiener shenikre'u damken mahasit. I think that the wiener is already a half. He's saying give a half of that.
Just give half of that because it's a matbea.
Whatever country you're in, if it's a shekel, it's a shekel. If it's $1, it's $1. Says the Rama, give half it. Maran doesn't write this. ואין חייב ליתנו רק מי שהוא מבין 20 ולמעלה, says the Rama. Rama says only if you're 20 years old or above, not like the Rambam. ויש אומרים and others say שנותנים מחצית השקל לצדקה, give the money to charity. מלבד 3 מחצית אלו ואין נוהגים כן, but that's not our to give the charity. This is מחצית השקל. It's in the Rama. So says Acham David Yosef, שליטה, נוהגים בגבות המעות בבית הכנסת בליל פורים קודם מקרא מגילה, וכל מי שלא נתן קודם פורים, ייתן באותה שעה. Like we said, גלוי וידוע לפני מי שאמר והיה העולם שעתיד המן לשקול שקלים על ישראל, לפיכך הקדים שכליהם נשקלה. We want to beat Haman to it. That's the whole inyan. So we're really tying 2 concepts into one. ויש להיזהש לא לקרוא המעות הללו בזמן הזה מחצית השקל. Don't call it מחצית השקל, because that's holy. Just say zechet. Just like what? Just like the Zeroa on the Pesach, right? Don't say. Says further. shiur zechet למחצית השקל. How much is this? הוא כמחיר השווה ל10 gram כסף טהור. 10 grams of silver.
10 grams of silver?
Yeah.
10
grams of silver for each one. And the Rama says 3. The Rama says 3 coins. Hakam David says, if you want to give the actual food, what they used to give,
לפי היום, הכל אחד.
Listen.
Oh, yeah, okay. $25 per person.
Like we said,
Wait, why? That's 3 times?
you do 3, yes. In any event, if it's hard for you to give it the amount of money, because of financial constraints, די שייתן מטבע הזכר למעשה השקל כפי אותו. All you have to do is give.
The father-in-law.
If you want to be mahmid, Now, let me just get to the women. טוב לתת לזכר מעשר שקל שלושה מטבעות.
אבל כדאי שתבדקו ביום
It's good to
שאתם
give
נותנים,
3
כי
metal
היום
coins.
המטבעות
Because like the Rama says, it says תרומה 3 times. Yeah. וכן, יוצאים ידי חובה.
אז זה לך רב. אל תתחיל לקרוא
יוצאים ידי חובה בנתינת שטרות ממון. You can give checks, you can give bills. It doesn't have to be actual coins. That's okay.
For women also, it's 600.
For the women now. Call me Ezash. Call me Shalosh Este Shana. If you're above 13 years old, like the Rambam holds is 13, Iten Hasechum Eskalil B'Zechel Marzashet. It's good to give this amount. ויש אומרים שאין חיוב תרומה זו אלא מבין 20 שנה. Now you know why. Now you know why.
יש אומרים ויש אומרים goes on ויש אומרים.
This is not Maran. No, this is not Maran.
The Torah I give to my kids.
It sounds like you should keep going. It sounds like it. If you have the blues, it's good to be strict. What about women? What about women?
שאף הן היו.
Why should women give it?
שאף הן היו בגזרה.
בטוב לתת גם עבור ילדיו וקטנים. Let's add the children also. So the yeah. ויש נוהגים לתת, there's a halabim here. ויש נוהגים לתת גם עבור עוברים שבבעיה אימם, עוברים. Even fetuses in the mother's belly. ומי שאין ידו משגת, if you can't afford it, don't worry about it, it's fine, you can give 1 point. Why would we do this? says דוד, הנה הרמב"ם כתב, הכל חייבים לתת מחצית השקל. כהנים, לוויים, ישראלים, גרים, עבדים ושוחרים, אבל לא נשים ולא עבדים ולא קטנים. ומבואר שכל שהגיע לבן 13 שנה ויום אחד, חייב. Rambam holds 13 is חייב. Now, and the Ramban Nachmani writes in his Pirut on the Torah, ועוד, כי השקלים וקורבנות אינם מבין הניצים של הממלה. It starts from 13. So the Ramban and the Rambam both agree that it starts at 13 years old. And so therefore we should be strict when it comes to the children that are 13. What about women? לעניין נתינה עבור נשים וילדים, הנה המגן אברהם מעיר על מה שכתב בהגות מרדכי. לנשים וילדים חייבים משאיר חסד שקל, שלא ידע מנן להי. He says, why in the world would we make women and little children give the shekel? לא ידע מנן להי. In the Sefer Torah Tamimah, which I meant to bring, I have it in my house. We don't have it here in Shul. Yeah, Torah Tamimah. I didn't bring it. He writes, Rabbi Epstein, I think his name was. Am I wrong? No, that's the. No, Torah Tamimah is Epstein is Hayya Adam, maybe, or I get mixed up. No, it was Epstein. Torah Tamimah. Epstein. I have it in my house. I have 2 sets in my house. I should bring one to the shul. He writes, it seems to me, because we want to beat Haman, they should also give because they were also in the decree of Haman. And the Sefer Leket Yoshel also brings this custom that women are included. And the Mishnah Berurah says, even children in the belly. This is where it came from. Okay, fine. Finished. And so therefore, this is how the custom originated. So we have an understanding. We have a mitzvah of Mahazim Shekel. It doesn't apply these days. We have a Zikr. That should be done. It was announced if the temple was here, it would be on 15 Adar.
It's more that than the whole Haman.
That's the real thing. Once we're going to do it anyway on 15, and Purim is 14, we may as well do it on 13, or 12, or 11, right beforehand, to beat Haman to Shekali. Once we switch this whole custom, and we're making it all about Haman, we should just throw the kids in, and throw the women all in as well. Bottom line is, it's good to give them minyan in kesef tahor if we can, but if we can't afford it, it's no problem. You can give 1 coin, you can give 3 coins for each person, you can give 1 coin for yourself. It's not a chiyuv, it's just a minhag to do. Okay? Baruch Adonai Olam, amen ve'amen. Rabbi Hanan HaGazal Ahmed, that's HaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzachot Et Yisrael, B'cha Chirba Lehem, Torah Mitzvot Shneimah, Adonai Hafez L'Ma'as Kol, Yadil Torah v'Yadid. Amen.
Amen.